Hello guys, welcome to our YouTube channel. We are the Abrahams.
So so good to see you guys again.
So
Hope
good.
you had a lovely week at work and everything.
Yeah.
Okay, so we are back again. We are the Abrahams, like you said. I am Odwaya Yemini Abraham and my husband
Oluwatobi
Oluwatobi.
Abraham.
Alright guys. Alright guys. So you already know we've been filming on a particular topic about addressing your fears and limitations about getting married. And basically we said we're filming or doing this video in context of the Nigeria set society where you think that the next step in your life now is to get married, but you feel a bit handicapped because of finances, because of one or two things. You feel that you're not you don't have all the money or all the luxury, all the resources, in that particular area. But you are sure that this is the next step and you want to take a step of faith. So that's why we're doing this video, to guide you step by step in your journey as you achieve your purpose. Alright, babe. So we've had 2 episodes, right?
Yes.
Yes, we had the first episode, we had another second episode, and I'm sure you guys have seen it. You have not yet seen those videos. Please check the description link. We'll post the link to the video.
And if this is your first time of visiting our channel, please subscribe. And click the notification button. It's very important.
You can get
updated on our
notification for other content that we post on this platform. Okay, so in the first and second episode, we talked about being sure that you have to be sure that you're actually in the season, that you should get married, get a word from God and pray, because so that you need something to sustain you when the pressure is mounting. Be in agreement with your spouse so that it's not just you who is thinking this way and then your spouse is thinking the other way. Both of you have to be in agreement and know that, okay, we're doing this together, we're in this together as one. And then we spoke about fixing a date by faith, where we talked about setting goals and things like that. Then we said draw a priority list, where we also discussed about how to focus on your priority list. So guys, you need to see that video if you have not seen it. Check the description box below and get the link to the video. Okay, so we're starting right away. We told you guys that our course curriculum is filled up.
Massive.
Okay, so we're starting right away. So babe, what are we starting with today?
Right today, so we're taking off from reach out to like minds. Reach out to like minds. And I think I can go first.
Yes, why not?
So in this case, it simply means that you need people of like mind, as the point says, people who share similar views, values as you do, who can lift up your hands. Because the truth is, you can't do this alone. You need people. One tree does not make a forest. You have to layers. You have to synergize your energy, your resources with others. So in this case, probably with respect to people who can help you financially, or prayer partners who can pray along with you. In fact, the honest truth, some people they don't not even have money, but they can encourage you with their words.
They'll
just say a few words to you that, bro, don't worry, I've got your back, or bro, don't worry, I'm praying for you, but don't worry, this thing you're going through is not the end. I want to assure you, on the day of your wedding, it's going to be glorious. You need to hear those kind of things. Those are the vibes, those are the positive vibes. So you need to be careful how you pick these people. So when you're reaching out to people, don't just reach out to people, reach out to people of like minds, probably those who can support you in one way or the other. I mean, we had people link us, people that we reached out to link us to other maybe vendors, link us to people who could help us in one way or the other. Those are the kind of things, those are the kind of things that you need around you, understand? So in reaching out to people, make sure like mind, very important.
All right. So, it's like my husband said, like getting married, particularly in the Nigerian society. If you're in a Western society and you're watching this video, it might not really be so much of a big deal to get married. Even though I know that for some people too, it is a big deal, because we see videos of how to go choose a wedding gown. You know, the whole family is going, father, mother, and all of those things.
Yeah.
But then again, in the Western world, it might not be as maybe difficult. I don't want to use the word difficult. Just cultural, social-cultural differences. Yes. Yeah. So over there, it could just be you and your spouse and a few people, you don't need it. But over here, if you want to get married, you know it's not something that you can do alone. Otherwise, you're going to burden yourself, burn yourself and burn yourself out. Exactly. So you need people, you need to get a team, you need to reach out to people of like mind, you need people's advices, who have gone ahead, who you believe have your best interest at heart. Yeah. Just like my husband said, you need encouragers. They may not have finances to give you, but then they are there to encourage you. They can help you run errands, things like that, pray for you, and all of those things. Then you also need people too who would say, okay, I know this vendor I can recommend. People that can recommend people to you. You always need people for this kind of a sensitive event that you're trying to plan. So it's very important that you reach out to people. And at this time, the category of people you reach out, you might not reach out to people all at once. Remember, watch the previous video if you haven't. We talked about goals, how to prioritize and everything. It applies to this too. So everybody is not going to be in the same category. So there are people that are going to be really close to you. They're going to be your in-house team members in preparation for the big day. There are people that shouldn't be part of the in-house members. Should just be from arm's length. Maybe on that day they could come share you or give you the vibes, all the enjoyment and everything. But you just know the categories of places where to place.
And it's like Jesus. He was awaiting his big day, but they had 120 disciples, and then they had the 70,
he had the 12, he had the 3,
and he had the
one. John the Beloved too.
Actually, the one that stood before him at the cross. It was John the Beloved who stood with him at the cross. So there are certain people you have to
categorize,
stratify
friendship
levels of friendship, so that you don't just put everybody in one place. The person that is the life of the party. There's a place that he has to play to. So put him in his role. Don't just bring him into your, maybe into your confidant or that kind of person. You confide in that kind of person. You're probably going to hear it in the news, that kind of thing. So everybody has their roles. Be sure and ensure to, please everybody prioritize everyone's.
Yes, so in the role that they belong to. And also in getting a team, I think we should just go to the next point because it's very similar. Reach out to significant people in your life. When you believe that you have significant people in your life, I think in the first or second video, we already spoke about prioritize. Part of your priority list when you want to see, in case you haven't, want to go see your parents, okay, this is our intention. Whatever time you think is the best fit for that for you should be on your priority list. And then that means, in case you have not yet done that, that means at those points, then your parents are part of the significant people that you're going to prioritize to reach out to. And then maybe your mentors, or if you have a pastor, people that matter in your life and all of those things. Maybe your boss at work, or maybe because you're thinking it could be in the next 3 months, 6 months, so you're planning ahead to get a leave at work and all of those things. Just reach out to significant people in the order of importance. Don't reach out to everybody at the same time. You understand? So the time you're reaching out to your parent might not be the exact same time that you reach out to your boss. You could the time could still be close before you reach out to certain people. So the same thing. That was why we took our time to explain on that
in the last
priority, drawing your priority and goal and everything. So I just have my husband to say something about this.
So it's important. For instance, we had our parents first in mind, delivered to our parents, then our mentors, our spiritual heads, we considered them. Next, we spoke with them extensively. Then probably people that mattered in our life, probably value friend, covenant friends, people who we knew that look, these people are going to stand behind me. So we took those. Those were the priorities. Then in also getting the team. I mean, with respect to maybe your bridal tree and your groomer tree,
what's groomer tree? What's that one?
I mean, why should there be bridal tree without a groomer tree? I
had
had a groomer tree too. So you need to reach out to those people and start preparing.
And we're going international. They are listening to us everywhere. Groomsmen.
Okay.
You know.
It's a word I coined for my own name. So.
Anyway, that's what I like to do. Okay, so yes, it's true.
You need
groomsmen,
those people on your
bridesmaids.
To when to reach out to them and start preparing them for the things that they need to do, start educating, start arranging for, okay, these are dresses, these are the colors, these are this and that. And of course, I have to be honest with you on this point. Not everybody you choose to join this team will.
Not everybody you reach out to.
Yes, to reach out to join this team will actively join or would even join for that matter.
Some would even join, but prepare your mind. Don't talk about it.
So that kind of a thing. So just prepare your mind, but also be open. And as you're open, make sure that the people that you're choosing, they are people that have similar values and have certain roles they are coming to play. Don't just choose someone that is you just come to do figurehead. Well, I mean, it depends on you again. But I think that each person should have at least a task in mind. Okay, this person can fit this role. If it's that the person smile makes you happy, put the person in your team. If it's the person that can make you happy, the person that can cheer you up, if that is all his duty, that's fine too. So I think this also falls under the priority aspect here.
Yeah, that's right. So whatever you do, just remember to fall back to our explanation on goal setting, priority setting, and then don't forget also what we spoke about in the last video also apply to these things that are important, urgent, not important, things like that. You can always apply it whether directly or indirectly to most of these things to help you know what's not to do at a particular time. Okay, so we go to the next point. It says, it is wisdom to plan with what you have and not people's promises. I think we're going to dwell here for a while. Okay, babe, what do you go first?
Okay, so this one is a big one, and that's why we're going to. Let's just say a few things on that. When you're planning, make sure that you're not. I would have said something in Yoruba, but again, we have an
No. You can say it in Yoruba and then try to interpret it for you.
A while ago, I was speaking to a friend told me how that a good person, a good friend of his, a good uncle of his, promised him a large sum of money for his wedding. And, he almost went about choosing the most expensive things in the market. Oh my goodness. Baba would have swept around, would have washed muscle, would have done everything to pay back the debt.
Okay.
But not give himself some brain and just said, look, let me just cut. So according to, I want to run I want to run an extravagant wedding in that sense, but not something that is out of
my budget.
And that's where my budget comes in. Please, plan your budget. We'll still say a little more on this later, but please plan your budget with what you have. Remember that we are in this, having gone through this, we're coming to you with a set of ways and trusted, tested ways that we know that will work for you. So when you are planning your budget, make sure that you plan with what you have. Do not plan with people's promises. This person is promising you ₦1 million and so on and so forth, and you've not collected it. See, it doesn't matter if the person
eventually breaks it.
Yes, that.
Glory to God.
Yes, that. But it doesn't matter if the person is a tested and trusted person who used to do that to you in the past.
Yes.
It doesn't matter. Still don't plan with that money.
Yes.
All kind of things happen when you are planning your wedding.
Yes.
That could be the time the person's vehicle has an accident and he has to fix the vehicle and he doesn't have your time. So it's very important. Don't plan with people's promises. However faithful they used to be. It's only God that is faithful.
Yes,
only God is
faithful to the
faithful.
end.
He's the only one that is faithful. That's why we said in the beginning to get the word from you and make sure that it's got
From
your
God, yeah.
back. Yes. So, babe, let me leave you to say a few things on this.
Okay, so it is very it is very important. This point is very important. Plan with what you are and not people's promise. That, babe, I think we should just talk about drawing a budget now, even though I think it's the next thing, but I think that it's very important to this person.
Yes,
I think we should just do justice to that now. Now, it is important that you and your fiancé come together to say, okay, how much do we have, or how much do we want to put in our wedding?
Yes.
How much are we investing in our wedding? What is the estimate? So it could be $3,000, it could be $4,000, $5,000, $2,500.
Yeah.
In your capacity. Now, you're not yet saying, okay, this is what Uncle Abaja will give me, this is what auntie, this is what my friend, this is what my senior friend, whatever. You're not yet adding that. You're just saying, okay, between the two of us, this is what we have. Okay, so we are planning our wedding around $3,000. Do you understand? So it is very important. That way you would plan what you have around that particular plan. Now, God send people to you. We believe in the fact that, in fact, people should bless you, because marriage is an institution from God. God has a hand in it. If you're going into it, you want to celebrate yourself. If you want to have a minimal wedding, you don't want people to come, it's fine, it's your decision. But it's not, there's nothing wrong with celebrating yourself too, and having a great day, having all the fun. However, you have to add wisdom. The Bible says wisdom is the principal thing. And the Bible says no man that wants to build a house will not first count the costs, so that you don't start building the house and then you abandon the house along the way. So it's very, very important that you plan around what you are, not people's promise. Don't go and order that wedding gown. Don't order that wedding gown of $1,000 because somebody promised it was going to give you $2,000. No, don't. If what you have is $500, if that is your budget for your wedding that you have at hand, plan getting your wedding gown around that particular budget of $500. Do you understand? See, this is very important so that you don't get into trouble. So why a lot of people are going to bless you with money, material things and all of those things, it's also important. See, my husband said something in the video we had, I think last week, the last video or so. He said it is important that you look forward to your peace even after the event. So don't put yourself under unnecessary pressure because you're already, and then the person is disappointed, and then you're under pressure to, how do I get this money? How do I get the money back? If the event center you plan to use is 200,000 naira, and somebody says, no, don't use that one. Let's use this one. Fitted, drone services, full ushers, bouncers, everything. It's 500,000. How much is 500,000? I'm going to take care of that. Oh, thank you very much, sir. Oh, God bless you, sir. We're looking forward to that, sir. However, if in your budget it is 100,000 a day, still look for an event center that is going to be 100,000 until, if fortunately, before the wedding, the person says, I've just got an event center for you. Glory be to God. Do you understand? But still plan. At the moment, it's not like you're even making payments for all of those things yet. But even if you're already making payments, if you have to make payment before the person's plan coming, make payment within your budget, please. Buy the particular thing that is within your budget. If eventually the person sends the money, added advantage. Let me not do too much.
I think that's very, very apt. I'd also like to say that it's important that you know that God is the source, but He uses men as instruments. You will even be shocked at the people that will end up raised to help you. It's probably not likely those you thought will help you that will come around helping you.
Yes.
So that's why we're emphasizing on this point. Do not build on people's promises. It's not their fault. In fact, the Bible says, let all men be liars and God be true. It's not their fault. Men are naturally like that. If one thing comes up, they'll rather focus on that thing.
Something has to do with them.
Yes. So it's not their fault. All men are probably just selfish like
that. No, we're not saying everybody's like that. We're just saying for your own peace and sanity.
Yes.
Plan around your budget, what you have, what you intend to spend for your wedding, and not on people's promises. People's promises, for as long as it remains promises, is still vague until it is translated into substance. It is still vague. So plan your substance around your substance.
Yeah, very, very important. This also requires you being able to make a good budget. Now, a wise man, yes, I think it's Da Vinci. He said, wisdom is basically knowing how to remove what is unnecessary and leaving the necessary. So, when you are planning your budget, Babe said something at the last video, that some things are urgent but not important. Some things are important. Please go back and check on that.
Yeah.
So this also applies. This is very applicable to the budget you are
I think it will be in line with our next point.
Yeah.
It says don't be pressurized to do things that are good but not important.
Okay.
Focus on functionality and not aesthetics.
Excellent. So when you are drawing a budget, first of all, with what you have in mind, with your little resources, or you call whatever it is, that I want you to know that it's important for you to consider the things that are urgent at the moment. While some things are important, like she said, they may not immediately be urgent. For instance, your court wedding, just an example now, your court wedding is tomorrow, and your church wedding is in June, is maybe in 2 months' time.
Or a month's time.
Then it means that you actually have a priority to focus on for that court wedding. So with respect to your budget, court wedding comes first. Of course, there are things that, for instance, vendors would already start bothering you from maybe the beginning of the first 2 months to the time, and start saying, okay, you need to down payment and all of that. But there are some things that can still wait until you sort out the immediate and the urgent
need. Yeah.
So in developing your budget, you need to consider and put this in mind. And also, like you said, functionality. When you're making purchases, when you're making your dress, when you're making that consider functionality. Don't forget in all your making, that the wedding is an event. It's a good day to have a great day.
Yeah.
But consider the things that make for your joy after the wedding. Consider the things that make for your peace and wellness after the wedding. So, for instance, let me use an example of mine. You had that example.
Okay, so I think I want to talk about focusing on functionality.
Yeah.
Because you have to focus on things that are important. Some things are good but are not necessarily important. Okay. So focus on functionality and not just aesthetics. Okay, so for instance, you want to get a wedding gown. You have a dream wedding gown in mind. Right? You have a dream wedding gown in mind. And then you go online to search whatever bridal house you're searching from and all of those things. And then you feel that, okay, the dream wedding gown you have in mind, for instance, says it's maybe like $650, or like maybe from that bridal house, maybe that wedding gown is like 300,000 in Nigerian money, or it's like 350, it's like 500,000. But you don't have that money. That's not your budget. Now, why that wedding gown is good, there's a way you can go around it and still be happy, still get functionality that will still deliver what you want, and you will not spend that much. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So it is very important that you focus on this. During my wedding, God blessed me. And in case you're watching this and you're getting married, my younger sister is a fashion designer, top-notch fashion designer.
Awesome. Highly recommend it.
She learned, she had gone to fashion school. She has everything intact, like Fashion School International Standard. That's like the biggest fashion school in the whole of Ondo State. So my younger sister, yes, I'm advertising my younger sister. Why not?
Why not?
If you watch my wedding videos and you watch my traditional outfit, she did all of that. my elder sister, she did all of that. I'm going to post in my elder sister's video to one of these days. And then my wedding video too, I'm going to post it. If you see what she crafted.
Awesome.
So I happen to be blessed in that aspect. But what am I saying in essence is that before now, I wanted a wedding gown that would be, what do we call it, sit or to make or something. And I wanted my wedding gown to be a jumpsuit. I wanted it to be a jumpsuit. I wanted it to have net. And I wanted it to have other things. Just like I told my sister, I practically had my dream wedding gown. Seriously.
Yeah.
Now, I could, now, for the fun of, how do I put it now? For the pride of it, personal pride of it, I could say, oh no, this wedding gown, I want to order it. Whereas my younger sister was doing the same thing. In a very excellent way, an international standard, of course. I mean, and why I said I'm blessed is because if my younger sister were to sew what she had sold for me to somebody else, it could have probably been the same amount that I'm calling now, like, you know, even though it's according to your budget, but the standard of thing she did for me.
Yes.
So me, I'm blessed. However, what I'm saying in essence is that you can still get your dream wedding gown without spending so much money. Do you understand? There could be somebody who is good at it, who sews. You could get, okay, you could ask the person, okay, what if I'm getting material? Can you deliver this? I'm not saying that you should not go to somebody that will come and give you what I ordered, what I got to. No, that's not it. Be very careful about what I'm saying. But what I'm saying in essence is that there's still, one thing I learned during my wedding is there's always someone who can give you the quality you want within the range of your budget. If you look for it. For as long as your budget is not obviously ridiculous or extremely ridiculous, but there's still someone who will give you the quality you're looking for within that budget if you look for it. So don't let anybody pressurize you and say your wedding gown must be 500,000. No, it doesn't have to be. You could still get a wedding gown of 100,000 naira, if that's your budget, 70,000 naira, 50,000 naira, even less than 50,000 naira, if that's your budget, that will still look glorious. Do you understand? So it's very important that you focus on functionality. And also when buying and also for the event, for instance, maybe somebody is saying, why don't you use a drone to cover your event, for instance? A drone is good, but as regards functionality and everything, if you have a good cameraman that can still cover the occasion, you might not need a drone.
I mean, it's not like it's wrong to use a drone, but with respect to what you have, planning,
if you don't have the luxury to get a drone, you should not break your neck. So try to plan your wedding around, I don't want to be indebted. It's very important. I don't want to be indebted. It's very important. You understand? And my husband says something about vendors. Now, vendors will be on your neck. Oh, see, all the money, this one. You must, that's why we talked about priority and we took our time on it. You must prioritize. See, my cake vendor, I sent her the money a few days to the wedding. As a matter of fact, I even changed my cake vendor a few days to the wedding. The first person wasn't giving me, she was being like, I wasn't liking her attitude. And my personality, I'm somebody that if I make up my mind to do something, in like less than 30 minutes, I could change if you're not giving me what I want and I'm going to get the result I want. So it was just a few days to the wedding, about a week to the wedding, yes. When I changed my cake vendor. And I made an initial deposit for it. And I said, okay, when you deliver this, so don't let anybody put you under pressure. All of those vendors will tell you. Now you must put in mind to plan your wedding without one. You don't want the embarrassment of vendors coming 1 week, 2 weeks after your wedding, still asking for their money. It just doesn't make any sense. Seriously. It doesn't make any sense. So, if you have all the money planned in your budget, give the vendor. If you do not at the moment, and the things are not, maybe, okay, for the decorator, for instance, you made your deposit and everything, but he said that, for smoke, for instance, smoke that during couples dance. He said, okay, I've not made this thing for smoke. And you have other pressing thing at the moment. It's not wise to deposit that money for smoke when you have other pressing thing. Okay, smoke, she needs to rent it. We could still rent the smoke 3 days to the wedding if it's not already part of the initial deposit you made to the vendor. Do you understand? So all of this is just for you to look out for functionality and not just aesthetics. Do you understand? Don't let anybody put you under pressure that, oh, for your tribe, you have to buy a Dubai lace of 150,000 naira. If me and my husband begin to tell you I want this thing, as in we got quality stores that people were like, wow, where did you get this from? From at very affordable prices. Because me, I'm not under pressure to go and use my money to buy something that will just add in money. So it's important to, I'll just allow my husband to give a particular example of focusing on functionality and not just aesthetics, even as regards buying your accessories and even other things like that.
There's a particular person, I know ladies are, like the things that are trendy, things that are in vogue, and because they feel it complements them, respect to the season. Okay, so there was a purse that she was to use for her clutch purse, yes, okay. She was to use for one of the occasions to wear.
It's true. How many trend? Don't let me train us here for this video.
Well, it's still true somehow. Okay, so the clutch purse was supposed to accompany a dress or the traditional wedding, and we considered, okay, looking at this, we have a budget. We can actually afford the trendy clutch purse. It looks very nice. It looks good. They also thought that, look, after this event, is this purse is still usable? Yes, but the extent of its usefulness, the functionality is limited after the wedding event. Then we saw another purse too.
Particularly based on my personality. I'm the person that used to carry the big bag.
Okay.
Carry I'm not like the kind of person that just, ladies, like, you could just carry a small popular bag like that, you're good. My smallest bag is probably the biggest bag of somebody else. Yeah,
in fact, I remember when we wanted to buy that trendy clutch purse, we tried to fit her phone into it.
She could not even take my phone
into it. What was the point? Were we supposed to use rope to tie it just because we wanted to use something that was trendy? So we found another bag that was really nice. It wasn't that particular clutch, but we found another one that was really nice. It had space, it could fit in the phone.
Even take my Bible for church.
Yes, exactly. Yes. So functionally, this served our purposes better, and it was still just as good as
much more beautiful.
Good,
if you have not watched the video of our traditional wedding, go and watch it.
That small handbag, that was what she used.
Go watch.
And it went very well on her.
And after the wedding, I've used it like 2 times. Seriously, guys.
It's so useful.
That's how
functionality. That's functionality. If I bought the clutch person, I'm just waiting for the next one, babe. Don't know who's doing one next.
And my husband and I are not that one type of person that goes to a party every day. Since after our wedding, I've not gone to any party. Before our wedding, I think the whole year we went to just one. Before our wedding. Okay, I think two. Our covenant friends, and then my other sister.
So that was how we consider that, look, with respect to what we have and who we are as well, I feel this works better. And we didn't have to break the bank, and also we still shone as bright as the sun. So you see, still works. It works. It's very beautiful stuff.
Yeah.
So
guys, I think I've gone to the end of the video.
We feel like this video. We could have continued, but
we've taken a lot of time already, and so that you two can think over
the
things that we have said.
Yeah.
Alright, guys, I don't know if you watched the lyrics video.
Yeah.
If you have not watched it, go and watch it too. Go and watch it.
Hello.
Go and watch it. Okay, so my husband's debut album, the lyrics video has been released to debut single rather has been released on the YouTube here. So go watch it. Don't forget our encouragement capsule.
Yeah.
First day of the week. Could be any day, but then for now, we're filming it first day of the week, just like a 2 minutes video to encourage you and give you something to think about for the week and something to help you run the week effectively.
So
if you have not yet subscribed to our channel, please
click the subscribe button.
Subscribe and click the notification button
so you can get
to know when we'll bring other exciting content.
Yep. So until we come your way again, we are the Abraham.